All right, thank you, Jesse. Joining us now is travel photographer Jeffrey Wolin. He's an RIT alum, and he's going to lecture at the George Eastman House tonight.
Yeah, and this is an exciting thing for a lot of people who follow your work and have enjoyed it. You go to faraway places, maybe some far away, some not so far away, with the Wish You Were Here series.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back in Rochester. I lived here for 6 years.
Okay.
In the 70s, and then moved to Indiana University, where I teach photography now.
Okay.
But I loved my time here in Rochester. I was at RIT, as you mentioned, and then I worked at the George Eastman House for 5 years.
Wonderful.
Oh, wow.
So it's almost a homecoming for you.
Yeah, it is definitely. So many close friends here.
Oh,
Love
that's
the city.
great. Now, what I find interesting about your work, initially when I thought, oh, we're going to get a travel photographer, I thought, oh, I'm going to be so jealous because it's going to be beaches and rainforests and all that. But really, it's an interesting take. You pair people and their places, and a lot of people have gone through hardships. Yeah,
the focus is, and I don't know why this is, but the focus of the work of the series that I've been working on that take 5-6 years to develop are people that have survived trauma, very difficult life experiences, and my focus there has been on Holocaust survivors and Vietnam veterans and Vietnamese veterans. That was for travel photography. I'm not really a travel photographer, but my work has taken me to Vietnam and to Europe, and so I'm lucky because I love to travel. But most of my work starts out right in Bloomington, Indiana, where I live right now. And I start with a particular group. I see how it works, if there's a photography project in there somewhere. And then I start to expand out to the Midwest, and if it's taking off, then nationally and sometimes internationally.
So you tell a story through your subjects and through groups in particular. You said something interesting, if there's a story to tell. You must, as a photographer, then look for that storyline and not just look for something to focus your lens on.
Yeah, it's so true. It's really, I'm very people-centric.
Okay.
And people that have survived difficult life experiences, but have managed to overcome those traumatic experiences and to bring something beautiful in their lives. And those are the people that have something to teach us, whether it's poverty or the war or what that they've gone through.
Is it hard to make them comfortable because they have gone through trauma? And once you do have them at that stage that they say, okay, you know, we're going to get this, what are you trying to extract out of that one slice, that one moment?
Boy, different things. You know, it depends. I remember one time I was photographing. It was the last one I did for this series of Holocaust survivors. And I thought I'd heard everything. You know, people going through Auschwitz and losing their whole family. All just horrible things. And I'm sitting down with this guy, and he's telling me a story about the camps that he was in. And there's cannibalism. There's, you know, he's sitting on a dead person in the cattle car because it's comfortable that way. I mean, he's telling me this stuff that is, you know, beyond anything I'd ever heard. And we have to stop every 10 minutes because he's crying. I'm the first person he's ever told his war story to. And when it was over, I thought, who am I to think that I can take these stories from these people and share them with the world? This is, you know, I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know what people can handle. And I was so worried that the next day I called him up and I said, I just want to thank you for sitting down with me and letting me photograph you and interview you. And I just want to see how you're doing. And he said, I feel great.
It was a cathartic, experience for him.
Yeah.
So your pictures then, is there text with the photographs? Because people with that kind of story must have some sort of text accompanying, you know, the images too. Yeah,
and so my work, and it began here in Rochester with writing. My thesis show at RIT was a book of photographs and my own writings. And in those days I kept them on separate pages of a book. When I was at RIT, I studied bookmaking and creative writing. I know that's hard to believe. I could tell you more about that if you're interested. Creative writing at RIT and photography, of course. And I brought those different elements into my work. And that's what you see in the book.
I'm not surprised that you're a photographer who's also a good writer. I know people like that, and artists are like that. They just sort of weave in between, you know, mediums and whatnot. And it's wonderful to see because you can really blend, you know, different loves together, your photography, the writing. And so people can see you tonight.
People can see me tonight. I'll be at the Drive-In Theater at 6 p.m.
Okay.
It's at George Eastman House, of course.
Yep.
And it's free for members.
Okay.
$6 for non-members and $3 for students. We hope you'll come out.
It's a great deal. And it's a great deal, and it's
Yep.
a good time to ask questions. I'm sure you're looking forward to those,
I
too.
am, totally.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in, and welcome
you.
back home.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Great to have you in studio. What an honor.
One of
Thank
your
you.
homes.
One of my homes.
Great. All right. Thanks again. Good luck
Thanks so
tonight.
much.
Thank you.
Should be a good